Good evening. Coming up tonight, we have more about USC's traditional spring ring ceremony yesterday.
Plus, more about Daily Gamecock's recent publishing of their newest print edition.
And later, more on Gamecock softball's sweep against Texas A&M. But first, Nicole Smith is in the studio here with us now. Nicole, what weather can we expect to see this weekend?
Good evening, everyone. We could be expecting to see some warmer weather coming up, and that sun is finally going to be shining here this week. I'll have the weather forecast for this week and more for you tonight on SGTV Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Tyler Perrone.
And I'm Caroline Smith. Thanks for joining us tonight.
USC's students had the opportunity to follow tradition this weekend with the Spring 2023 Ring Ceremony. The Spring 2023 Ring Ceremony was held yesterday, April 16th, in Colonial Life Arena.
The University of South Carolina calls its university ring, quote, one of its most prestigious traditions, end quote. The USC Alumni Association and Garnet Circle are the organizations responsible for the USC Ring Ceremony, claiming to serve as the tradition keepers of campus.
The USC Alumni Association connects over 300,000 living alumni and helps alumni to further careers and passions. The ceremony featured speakers such as Scott Moyes, the president of the USC Alumni Association, and Hazel Bridges, the chair for the Young Alumni Council.
USC President Michael Amaritas also spoke to congratulate the ring recipients. Any USC alumni, USC graduate student, or undergraduate student with over 60 credit hours is eligible to purchase a USC ring. Rings can be purchased during Ring Week or online anytime.
USC hosted the 25th annual Birdcage Drag Show in the Russell House last Wednesday. The event featured 19 drag performers, both local and out of state.
Carolina Productions and individuals respecting identities and sexualities, also known as IRIS, held the event to highlight and recognize the LGBTQ+ community on campus. SGTV News 4 reporter CJ Rosenberger has the story.
The University of South Carolina hosted the 25th annual Birdcage Drag Show this past week. Performers danced, sang, and death dropped to Taylor Swift their way into our hearts. Hosted by drag queens Ebony Wood and Lux Noir London, the Birdcage was a large event sponsored and put together by the IRIS organization and Carolina Productions.
I think IRIS is in a unique position of being a very old LGBTQ organization on a southern campus. So they're also on a very large student campus. I think last time I checked there were 30,000 students that go to USC. So they're in a very unique position to really highlight a really diverse and eclectic LGBTQ community that isn't necessarily like the ones that you're going to find outside of the campus.
There were performances by fan favorites Marty McGuy, Oliver Closeoff, and Dore Saunders, who celebrated the 25 years the Birdcage has been coming to USC. However, during the middle of Marty McGuy's performance, the fire alarm was triggered due to an unknown incident occurring in USC's dining hall, Gamecock Park. Despite the unexpected fire alarm in the middle of the event, the Birdcage was an amazing experience for all who watched. Audience member Brooke Chavez explains why she loves the Birdcage.
This is my second show. I actually went to the drag show last year, and it was really fun. I really got into drag race by watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and I thought it was really interesting and stuff like that. So it was really cool to have that at the community.
Ebony Wood also mentions how drag can change how you move through the world.
Really, drag, especially for LGBTQ people, but even straight people, really teaches acceptance in the way that you move through the world, the way that you dance and celebrate, the way that you look. It really teaches acceptance in all of those things.
For SGTV News 4, I'm CJ Rosenberger.
Thanks, CJ. For more information and events from IRIS, follow them at U of SC IRIS on Instagram and Twitter.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy spoke at the New York Stock Exchange earlier today. This speech, marking McCarthy's 100th day as Speaker, addressed the possibility of a national debt crisis, stating that national debt is a, quote, ticking time bomb, end quote.
McCarthy vowed that he would pass legislation to raise the national debt ceiling on the condition that future federal spending increases be capped at 1%.
Speaker McCarthy was quick to mention President Biden's refusal of federal budget cutting, remarking, quote, "Since the president continues to hide, House Republicans will take action," end quote.
The White House and House Republicans are looking to compromise on the deal, but find themselves at a standstill. The Treasury Department is taking action on the $31 trillion debt limit to avoid the first federal default in U.S. history.
Student breakthroughs are on display this week at USC's annual Discovery Day. Discover USC is the university's signature research event hosted by the Office of the Vice President for Research.
The event will be held this Friday, April 21st, at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. Discover USC celebrates research of undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral students, as well as medical scholar innovation and postdoctoral research.
There will be more than 1,000 research posters on display, and students will present their ideas and answer questions about their research.
Discover USC 2023 will feature a guidebook app for the event, which has information on all presentations, the day's schedule, event day shuttles, and more.
There will be free shuttles running between the Horseshoe and the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center throughout the day.
SGTV's partner organization, the Daily Gamecock newspaper, just published their newest print edition, Play It Back. This edition focuses on reflecting on our time here at USC.
The edition features chapters such as Working for Change, Campus Refresh, and Memorable Moments. Within these sections, readers can explore the past 4 years of sports, renovations, trends, and more.
One article discusses the return of the USC branding after the university spent 4 years with the U of SC acronym. Play It Back features many more articles by DG's writers, including articles about Sammy's Law, campus infrastructure, and even Gamecock hockey.
You can pick up a print copy from any of Daily Gamecock's newsstands across campus, or you can view the entire edition online at dailygamecock.com. You know, speaking of that print edition, we have it right here with us.
I brought a copy.
Gorgeous.
It's absolutely stunning. Just another example of the fantastic work that comes out of Garnet Media Group every semester.
Yeah, it's right here. You can get it on newsstands all across campus. And coming up after the break, Spencer Ball has the latest in Gamecock sports. Stay close. SGTV News 4 sports reporter Spencer Ball has the scoop. What have you got for us, Spencer?
Gamecock softball breaks out the brooms for the first time in SEC play as they swept the Aggies of Texas A&M this past weekend at home. SGTV sports reporter Violet Raftery was at the first game of the series on Friday. Let's check out some of the action.
I'm here at Carolina Softball Stadium where the Gamecock Bats just came alive in their 6-2 victory against the Texas A&M Aggies. Let's take a look at some of those highlights. The Aggies offense got off to a quick start with a 2-run homer in the top of the first. Gamecock Anaya Black answered with a bases-loaded 3-run double to take the lead and topped it off when she scored on a wild pitch later in the inning. The scoring died down after that with an RBI single from Brooke Blankenship in the third and a solo home run from Emma Sellers in the fourth, marking the final 2 runs of the game and adding to the South Carolina lead. From there, the story of the game was in the circle. Johnny Goborn recorded 4 strikeouts in as many innings pitched for the Gamecocks, securing their 4-run lead to finish off a series-opening victory. The Gamecocks will be back in action tomorrow at 2 p.m. and Sunday at 1 p.m. to wrap up their 3-game Alumni Weekend Series. For SGTV News 4 Sports, I'm Violet Raftery.
After securing the win on Friday, Zoe Leno would hit a walk-off single in the bottom of the 7th inning, giving the Gamecocks a 1-0 victory on Saturday. And on Sunday, the Gamecocks bats would heat up as they would run-rule the Aggies 8-0 in 6 innings of play. Moving on to baseball, the 6th-ranked Gamecocks traveled to Nashville in a clash between the top 2 teams in the SEC East. In Game 1, the Gamecocks offense dominated as Cole Messina would lead the charge with 2 home runs, and Carolina would secure the win 14-6. In the second game, the Gamecocks would start hot, scoring 4 runs in the first inning. However, they would be held scoreless until the 9th inning while the Commodores were piling on runs. Led by R.J. Schreck, Vanderbilt would comfortably win 8-5. In the winner-take-all Game 3, Vanderbilt would edge out the Gamecocks 6-4 behind solid pitching from Devin Futrell and Ryan Ginther. The Gamecocks are back in action against Charleston Southern tomorrow night at 7 p.m. before their massive series against Florida starts on Thursday. For SGTV News 4, I'm Spencer Ball.
Thanks, Spencer. Coming up after the break, News 4 entertainment reporter Rachel Carter will lay down the talk of the town. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Joining me now is entertainment reporter Rachel Carter to fill us in on what's happening in Columbia this weekend. What do you have for us, Rachel?
The University of South Carolina Symphony Orchestra concludes its season with the performance of Carmina Burana. The concert will feature over 200 performers, including members of the USC Concert Choir, USC University Chorus, and the Children's Choir of Trinity Episcopal Cathedral. This cantata is inspired by medieval poems of the same name and expresses the delights of life, such as unpredictability and excess. Featured soloists are sopranos Serena LaRouche, tenor Martin Vaccari, and bass baritone Edmund Milley. The concert will be held at 7:30 p.m. this Thursday, April 20th, at the Koger Center for the Arts. Tickets are $30 for the general public and free to USC students with valid student ID. These can be purchased from the Koger Center lobby prior to the performance.
You know, I actually have some friends that are in the concert choir and in university chorus. I've heard a little snippet of the work so far. It sounds fantastic.
I know.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm also very excited. I might have to stop by, especially since it's free to students. It's a great performance for students on campus to go see for free.
Yeah.
In other news of music, composer Nathan Felix is presenting his new opera entitled The Great Hurricane at the Columbia Museum of Art this Thursday, April 20th. This composition will explore the history of hurricanes within the state of South Carolina and explore the themes of life and death. The opera, conducted by David Gordon, features soprano soloist Anna Flynn, Aaron Ridge, Peyton Parker, and tenor soloist James Allen. The performance will be broken into 6 different acts, each performed in various galleries of the Columbia Museum of Art, with musical performers moving along with the audience members. The Great Hurricane will be presented from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. and admission is free.
You know, as a stout opera fan, I may have to go, seeing as how it's brand new. Yes, the first ever showing.
Yeah,
is here
that's
in
awesome.
Columbia.
It's another
Wow.
great free event.
Yeah, that is incredible.
And I'm
crazy.
excited to see the different pieces and the different galleries. I feel like
Yeah.
that would be really cool how
maybe,
they work together.
Maybe we'll be able to notice which hurricane is from which.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
exactly.
Well, that's all your entertainment news for tonight. Coming up after the break, Nicole Smith will let you know if this warm weather sticks around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Nicole Smith. Here's your look at tonight's forecast. Tonight's temperatures are going to be hitting us with 46 degrees, and that humidity is going to be around 45%. Now that sunset is finally going to hit us at 7:57 p.m., so you should be able to see that waxing crescent here around that time. You should see it bright up in the sky because we will have some clear skies here tonight. Now, kind of taking a look at what tomorrow's layout is going to look like. You can see we're going to have sunny days or sunny skies all throughout the day, and as we move into that evening, we're going to have those clear skies. Now, here in the morning, we're going to start with 73, and as we move into the afternoon, we're going to hit all the way down to 46. Now, kind of taking a look at the whole week and what that's going to look like. You can see we are going to have some sunny skies finally here this week, but Friday those clouds are going to start coming in, and Saturday it will rain. But we will be accompanied with some warmer weather, staying in those 80s with those low 80s to those high 80s. But as we move into that afternoon, we're going to have those low 50s to those low 60s. That's all I have for tonight. After the break, we'll have tonight's edition of Carolina Canines. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
And finally, tonight's Carolina K9 features Ted.
Ted was submitted by News 4 entertainment producer Sam Kander. Ted is a Husky German Shepherd mix who is 7 years old.
Ted is a really sweet boy who spends his days chilling and constantly demanding to play fetch. And I have heard from Sam that Ted is also afraid of the washing machine and
Just
thunder.
like you.
I am not afraid of the washing machine. I do not like my washing machine, but Ted might about be the cutest dog we've had on the show this season.
I agree. Ted is a completely fitting name, seeing as how he looks like a little teddy bear.
He does.
Absolutely adorable.
And that wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV News 4, I'm Caroline Smith.
And I'm Tyler Perrone. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to be.